Okay, so let's take a look at how you can backup in RavenDB. Right, so first thing what we will do is we will open the terminal in admin mode, so run as administrator. Next thing would be to let's move to this particular directory where we have our RavenDB installed, right? So in my case I'm going to that particular directory, so cd, and then we have our RavenDB directory, right? So let me go through all of that, and here it is. Now the next thing would be to start one run script, so run dot ps1, right? Once it starts running, it will initiate the RavenDB service, and then it will open it in our default browser, right? So wait for it to finish the processing. As you can see, as long as we are running this process, it will keep the RavenDB running. Now next thing would be within browser you will find this dialog box. You have to select this, click OK for certificate, otherwise it won't let you in RavenDB Studio, right? Now once you get in RavenDB Studio, you will have your databases. As you can see, I have one of the SQL import database I have, right? So let me open it, right? And here currently I don't have any content, so let's go back to databases. Here we can delete this particular database completely. Then I also have this Northwind database. Now what I will do is I will create one test database, and let's see, it is test data, right? Now the next thing is choosing option for encryption or replication, and also choose the path. So by default you get path with RavenDB server databases and your database. Now if I create my test data database, you can see that it will show you the database behind it's created. Now related to that database, we can also add some sample data inside using tasks. So here we can create sample data, right? And once we have that test data, we can say that we have ready to use database. So we have this test data, and related to that, if I want to change few backup tasks, I will go to tasks and then choose backup, right? So here as you can see, we are going through tasks, then backups, and then you have two options for manual backup and periodic backup, right? Now the thing is, I can create the manual backup, which would allow me to basically do the one-time backup, right? And in periodic backup I can trigger the backup on specific time, say weekly, monthly, or based on certain event, right? So we'll take a look at both of these options. So we'll first take a look at periodic backup, right? So if I click on create periodic backup, it will tell you on this page what it needs, right? So first you need a task name. You can give it whatever you want, something like task weekly, right? Then you can set its states to enable or disable, right? Then what type of backup this is, so you can choose from snapshot or complete backup. So to understand the difference, simply select on this. Snapshot contains raw data, whereas backup contains document, identity, and index. So in some cases where you only need those changes, you choose backup. Snapshot pretty much does all the raw snapshot of your data, right? So again, few differences here is backup is faster, snapshot is a bit slower, and also size of backup would be small than snapshot, right? Restoring would both would result in also the faster in case of snapshot than a backup, right? So like this, some of the differences are here. You can go through them, right? Now the thing is, you can check the responsible node option and then point to that. Then schedule, can enable full backup or incremental backup as changes comes, right? So if you check full, then you will have to check the week, right? So week, month, day, year, or any other custom value, and you can even set to minute details like hour, day, minute, week, month, right? Smaller time differences are also there. So let's say it's weekly backup Sunday 2 a.m. at 9. So such is also possible. Then there is also incremental. So if there are any changes incrementally every day or every week, you can do the backup, right? So these two options are the most important options in case of periodic backup, how you want to set them up. Then retention policy, how long you want this backup to be there. So let's say if you choose 7 days and then discard it with any new functional, that is also possible, right? Then there is encryption. So this is for mostly the premium versions. As we already know, the community edition has limit with encryption. There is then option to store your backups or snapshot. So locally you can choose a directory, right? There is Amazon S3 where you can use the bucket details and send your data there. You'll have to give bucket name, then folder name, region, access key and secret key, and that should work, right? Next thing, you will also find Azure option, right? So in case of Azure, you will also able to take it there for backup. Then GCP also has that option, but you will have to add the credentials in JSON format and along with your bucket details. Right? Then there is Amazon Glacier, which is something new that I have noticed, right? So that vault name, folder name, region, access and secret key, you will have to enter, and make sure to test all these whenever you try to use them before setting for any periodic or incremental backup, right? Then there is final one option is FTP. Can do this, but it is extremely slow and lot of data loss likely to happen in this case. So this is for your periodic backup, right? Then there is one more thing, which is manual backup, right? So manual backup would only expect you to choose the option from backup and snapshot, right? So it doesn't tell you all the details about time, etc., because manual time would be instant, right? So as we are speaking, if I save this or backup now is pressed, it will take the backup or snapshot, right? And then encryption happens. So we get to encrypt that. You can also choose the location where to upload this, right? Then it will be possible for you to instantly back it up over cloud, right? So if you choose this option, then the backup or snapshot will be instant. And also this current moment it will be stored, right? So these two options you have in RavenDB for taking backups and also to upload those backups to your cloud services, or you can even periodically store it in your hard drive. So you choose what works for you, and based on that you can use them. Okay, make sure that whenever you do any form of backup and if you wish to restore them, you will select this restore database from backup, where you have to just use the specific name for your database, then source from which you wish to take that backup, right, backup directory, and then do the respective changes like encryption, replication path based on what you have used in the past. Apply exact those settings and click on create, right? So that should take care of your backup in RavenDB.